Welcome to Hell Yeah Travel. On this channel, we take a look at some great destinations that make you say, hell yeah. If you enjoy what you see, be sure to like and subscribe for more content. Let's go. Today is another two-part special. We're diving into two gem countries in Europe, Belgium and Luxembourg, and uncovering 10 unforgettable places you absolutely have to see. From fairy tale castles to vibrant cities and serene nature trails, this list packs it all. Whether you've got a long trip or just a weekend escape, stay with me. You won't want to miss this. Here are the top 10 things to do when visiting Belgium and Luxembourg. Let's start with Brussels, nicknamed the capital of Europe due to its seat in the EU. This is a city that blends old-world charm with a quirky, modern twist, which can be seen in much of the architecture around this splendid town. Take a look at the Grand Place, the city center. Surrounded by gold-trimmed guild halls and centuries of history, this UNESCO World Heritage Site is more than just a pretty square. It is considered the most important and memorable landmark in Brussels and one of the world's most beautiful city squares. Be sure to check this place out on your visit, especially if it's during a Christmas market. How about the Royal Palace of Brussels, the official palace of the King and Queen of the Belgians? And yes, parts of it are open to the public. Located right in the heart of the city, this neoclassical masterpiece is filled with stunning halls, royal art collections, and even a room with a ceiling made of beetle wings. Perfect for history and art lovers alike. Before we depart this city, check out this modern masterpiece. This is the Atomium, Brussels' giant, shiny steel atom that looks like it landed straight out of a sci-fi movie. Originally built for the 1958 World's Fair, this surreal structure has become one of Belgium's most iconic symbols. But it's not just for show. You can actually go inside it as it serves as a museum. It's super neat. Next up is Bruges, a city that looks like it was pulled straight out of a storybook. Dating back to the 9th century, cobblestone streets and medieval towers line this charming little town with historic beauty. Let's see what we can find. There's two squares to check out. The Markt Square is the central square of Bruges. It is located in the city center and home to the 13th century landmark, the Belfry. De Burgh Square is next, and is just a short walk from Markt Square. This square is a showcase of Gothic and Renaissance architecture, from the breathtaking City Hall to the mysterious Basilica of the Holy Blood, where a sacred relic is said to be kept. Super cool. My personal favorite, however, is just wandering the city itself to admire the historic architecture. Bruges has many canals and is sometimes referred to as the Venice of the North, perfect for exploring the city by water. But don't discount walking those charming cobblestone streets. There's plenty to take in and enjoy. Now it's time for Ghent, Belgium's hidden gem that blends medieval charm with a modern, edgy vibe, all without the tourist crowds of Bruges or Brussels. If you're planning a trip to Belgium, don't make the mistake of skipping this city. Let's explore. Right in the center of Ghent rises Gravenstein, a real medieval castle complete with towers, turrets, and a seriously intense history. Once the seat of the Counts of Flanders, and later a prison, this fortress is one of the few in Europe that puts you face to face with the brutal past of the Middle Ages. The awe-inspiring St. Bavo's Cathedral is also well worth a visit. This towering Gothic masterpiece in the heart of Ghent was constructed in the 13th century and holds the renowned Ghent altarpiece, commissioned by Jan van Eyck. Just look at this incredible architecture. But no trip to Ghent is complete without stepping into the heart of Ghent's Old Town, where medieval towers, cobblestone streets, and buzzing riverside cafes come together in one of Europe's most underrated cities. But the real beauty of the city comes to life at night, and it is absolutely a spectacle to behold. It's the perfect way to end our time in Ghent. For our final cityscape stop in Belgium, we come to Antwerp, where diamonds meet Baroque art, bold fashion, and hidden alleyways. This city is much more than diamonds, however, so let's take a look at some of the culture and history to see why Antwerp deserves a visit. Towering on the bank of the Scheldt, this ancient fortress has watched over Antwerp for nearly 1,000 years. Welcome to Het Steen, once a city gate, then a prison, then a museum, and now the storyteller of Antwerp's past. Definitely worth a visit for great castle vibes. Right in the heart of Antwerp lies its beating historical soul, the Grote Markt. Cobblestone streets and ornate guild houses line this beautiful square, and the Gothic town hall stands out as an impressive feat of engineering. Be sure to grab a bite here and take in the views. For you history lovers, the Maas Museum is sure to pique your interest. Its collection ranges from maritime objects which document international trade and shipping, to the history, art, and culture of the port city of Antwerp, and to art and culture from Europe, Africa, America, Asia, and Oceania. A great place to wind down after a day of exploring. With the cities in the rear view, let's take a look at a couple of national parks and enjoy the nature that Belgium has to offer. First up is Hoge Kempen National Park. Imagine walking through purple waves of heath and into deep pine forest with an abundance of wildlife and serene nature, all outlined by adorable and inviting villages. With fresh air, open spaces, and true bliss, this is a must-visit for nature lovers. The High Fens to the east also present more natural wonders, albeit a bit more wild. Surrounded by peat bogs, the ground squelches as you walk across the walking paths that lead you further into Wallonia's mystery. And the abundance of pine forest offers refuge to a plethora of wildlife, all calling this place home. Experiencing it in winter is another adventure all on its own. Before we make our way into Luxembourg, we cannot leave Belgium without doing a Belgium castle tour. Here are some of the most wonderful forts from around the country that you should look into exploring when you visit. Bourscheid Castle is a historic castle located in Lennik, in Flemish Brabant, Belgium. It sits in the beautiful rolling hills of the Pajottenland, about 10 kilometers southwest of Brussels. Originally built around 1240 as a defensive fortress, it currently functions as a national museum with richly decorated interiors, art collections, furniture, tapestries, and large grounds including a park and garden. Bouillon Castle sits atop a hill overlooking Bouillon, a small city in the Wallonia region of Belgium, in the province of Luxembourg. The castle is a medieval fortress, one of the oldest and best preserved in Belgium, with first historical mentions dating back to the year 988. Godfrey of Bouillon, leader of the First Crusade, inherited this castle and sold it to fund his crusading expedition. Reinhardtstein Castle is located in Overvaart, Wallonia, in the High Fens region. The castle is perched on a rocky outcrop overlooking the valley, surrounded by woods, which makes for a picturesque and somewhat secluded atmosphere. The fortress was originally built in 1354 by Renaud of Waimes, after receiving permission from the Duke of Luxembourg. It was later rediscovered in 1965 and underwent restoration. Using historical texts, it was crafted to reflect its older appearance. Our travels have finally brought us to Luxembourg, so let's start with Luxembourg City, a place where medieval walls meet modern life. We'll go through its hidden alleys, fortress secrets, and panoramic viewpoints. Let's explore the capital of the Grand Duchy together. You arrive in the heart of Luxembourg City's Old Town, and the morning sunlight casts soft shadows over the elegant facade of the Grand Ducal Palace. Once a Renaissance-style city hall built in 1572, this building later became the official workplace of the Grand Duke. It's quite a spectacle to behold. Atop a hill overlooking Luxembourg City, Fort Thungen provides an exceptional experience for visitors and locals alike. Built in 1732 by the Austrian authorities atop what had been Vauban's Park Redoubt, the fort was named for Commander Adam Sigmund von Thungen. Below the fort is a vast, winding network of tunnels, perfect for exploration. Place de Metz is named after the French city of Metz, once part of the Duchy of Luxembourg until 1659, tying this place to older borderlines and stories of shifting land. This iconic square hosts the symmetrical double-bank building of the Spoor Quays and offers a picturesque panoramic viewpoint to the entrance of the city. As daylight fades, be sure to take a walk through Luxembourg's Old Town. The quaint and quiet city offers beautiful sights and serene vibes, perfect for a relaxing and comfortable experience. Who knows what you may find? We're heading out of the city to the commune of Bourscheid, a quaint, picturesque town with Gothic manor houses. Earliest records indicate settlements here may have dated back to Roman times, quite a feat for such a small place. But the crown jewel of this little town is Bourscheid Castle, located on a hill overlooking the commune. Around the year 1000, what may have been a wooden fort was replaced with a stone stronghold, laying the foundations for what the castle is today. It's a beautiful fortress that accompanies such a wonderful place. Our final stop in this incredible journey just so happens to be the most iconic castle in Luxembourg, Venen Castle. With origins dating from the 4th century as a Roman outpost, the more familiar castle form was built in the Romanesque style from the 11th to 14th centuries, and is one of the largest fortified castles west of the Rhine. The rolling green hills surrounding Venen add to its majesty and provides a quaint refuge to delight all visitors. Venen Castle is a must-visit and a great keystone stop when exploring Luxembourg. That about wraps up our visit through Belgium and Luxembourg. From the awesome sight of the Atomium to the quaint beauty of Luxembourg's Old Town, Belgium and Luxembourg get a hell yeah from me. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and comment on what you'd like to see next. Until next time, this is Hell Yeah Travel.